late. So I'm trying to adjust this camera on the go right now. And that looks not bad. Let's wipe the lenses. And whew, welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60-ish minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. The first thing we're going to do is start with some warm-up exercises. I don't expect you to come in with having done any exercise at all today, so don't worry about that. We are doing this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I hope you bring good vibes into the chat. And hopefully we can all make a whole bunch of progress in our hip mobility towards better movement and our side splits. With that, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is some hip cars. Hip cars are all about moving your hips through their full range of motion using muscle power. And how we're going to get started is going to look a little bit like this. We're going to bring this knee up directly in front of the body, and we're going to try and lift as high as we can. Then we're going to rotate and open up that leg so that our knee is pointing directly to the side. Try to keep the knee as high as possible while you do that. From here, we're going to rotate that leg. We're going to try our best to get it horizontal. Wow, I'm surprisingly off balance right now. If you are also off balance, I recommend you go get close to a wall or something to hold on to help you stay upright and not fall apart. All right. From here, when we're at horizontal, I want you to keep going. I want you to bring the ankle up, 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 up. Bring the knee down, and then bring that ankle back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, really pull this leg backwards, and that is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. So I hope you're ready. Let's do this. I'm going to check the chat real quick as it comes in. Hey, Eduardo. Welcome back on YouTube. And I saw somebody sent in a gift super early. Sean Unleashed. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good evening to you as well. All right. Let's go. Hip cars. We're going to lift the knee high. Ooh, I'm super off balance today. What's going on? Lift the knee high. Open wide. Rotate, bring the ankle up, bring the leg down and back. That's one. Open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's two. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. That's three. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. That's four. 5, 6, 7. High knee, open up that hip, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 9. Last one. 10. 10 hip cars on that left side. If your glutes, your hips are getting a little tired, go ahead and give them a massage. If your other leg that's doing all the balancing is getting tired, go ahead, give that a massage as well. Breathe, and let's keep going. We got this leg to do, and then we got to go do the whole thing backwards. Woo! All right, let's go. High knee, open up that leg, point the knee to the side. From here, rotate, bring the ankle up, hide the foot behind the knee, and then keep on going. Bring that knee down, bring the ankle up, then grab that leg, bring it all the way back. From the side, it might look something like this. And we're flexing the hamstrings, we're flexing the glutes, we're pulling this leg back. And that is the hip car on this side. I'm losing balance a lot because there's a different space and I don't have points to focus on to help me with balance. I'm just going, what am I looking for as we go? Let's go. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. I think that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open up, ankle up, down and back. 9, high knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. And that is 10. Those are 10 hip cars. Whew. Take a break for a second. Che, welcome back. It's good to see you. Whew. Let's get ready to do some hip cars backwards. We're going to hit the same spots in the movements, but we're going to do them in reverse. All right. And that looks a little bit like this. We're going to start by bring the leg back, down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, really feel that stretch in the front in the hip flexor. I do not have great hip extension. That's what it's called when you stick your hips back behind you. So your hip extension might be way more impressive than mine, and there's going to be a little bit of variability for everybody. Cool? All right, let's go. Back. From there, we're going to lift the leg up directly to the side. I want you to get to horizontal first, knee to ankle. And then from there, you can make this really cool, really fun with a kick if you'd like. Then we're going to rotate some more, bring that ankle up, 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 up. Do the opposite, bring it all the way down, lift that knee high, and then finish by bringing the knee forward. That is 1 rep. We got to do 10 of those on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Don't worry, they're going to be a little bit faster, so you don't have to hold it for as long and be like incredibly tired. Let's get ready to start. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. This is 3, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think it's 5, 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 9, last one, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh man, finally figured out how to focus again and not fall over all over the place. Those are 10 hip cars going in reverse for 1 leg. We got 1 last leg left. Again, if your hips are tired from balancing, from lifting the leg up and moving, give them a little bit of a massage. Take some care. Don't, hit too hard that you're bruising your hips. That would not be good. We got 1 last set of hip cars. 1 last leg. Let's do it. Ready? Start by bringing the leg back. Feel the stretch out here in the hip flexor. Contract the hamstrings. Contract the glutes. Pull it back. Lift the leg to the side. Aim for horizontal. Rotate some more. Bring the ankle up. Then bring it all the way back down. And finish by bringing the knee in front. My hip clicks right here. So I'm going to just do a couple extra of these for a second to get my hip ready for 10 more. I think it's ready. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 5. If you are struggling with balance, feel free to grab something, have a table, have a wall nearby, give yourself a little support so you can focus on the muscles working in that hip. I think that's 7. We got 3 more. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh man, that is 10 hip cars on each side, going forward, going back. And that is our first warm-up exercise. If you are beat and you're tired, your heart is pumping, you're struggling to breathe, that was the goal. The intention was to start warming up, moving all of your hip muscles, your leg muscles, getting your body warmed up for some stretches that are coming up. Don't worry if you're not ready yet, because we still have 2 more warm-up exercises, and the second one's a little bit more chill. We are going to do something called the elephant walk, and it looks like this. We're going to get into this L shape and fold forward. If this is the first time you've tried to touch your toes today, your lower back might be feeling quite tight. Even though this is a hamstring stretch, we're going to hang out here for a little bit and let our backs relax. All right? Just chill, breathe. We're not doing anything. If you're rounding your back just a little bit, totally fine. No big deal. Breathe. Okay. When the tension starts relaxing from your back, straighten it out a little bit. Add some more tension in. Just, tension that you choose versus unintentional tension. And we're going to focus on bringing the belly button down towards the ground. All right? I want you to lean forward, bring the belly button down, get the belly button as low as you can go. You start feeling the stretch in your hamstrings. They'll get more and more and more and more intense. When you start feeling the tension in your hamstrings, maybe you'll also feel a little bit underneath your butt. That is basically where the hamstring tendons tie into the bottoms of your pelvis. When you're folded forward like this, it seems like it's your butt. It's just the bottoms of your pelvis. You might feel a little bit of tension in your calves, a little tingliness in your toes. That tends to be called nerve flossing, nerve stretching. And that is normal. It might feel strange, but it's not super strange. All right, from here, we've hung out for quite a bit, so let's add a little bit of movement. The actual walking part of the elephant walk. So we're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten the other. We're going to keep on trying to bring that belly button down towards the ground. We're going to switch from side to side. For your first couple, take it nice and slow. Your hamstrings are going to feel really strange and awkward and tense and maybe not very comfortable. Very, very likely not very comfortable. And that is okay. So take your time and just do a couple. The goal here is to get to a point where suddenly they feel a lot smoother and they feel not nearly as miserable as your first one. Take your time. Go from side to side. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down. You're going to feel all sorts of craziness in your hamstrings, in your calves, in your toes, in your hips, where your hamstring tendons connect into your pelvis. And that is all good. If you've been doing this since we started the hamstring stretch, notice where your position was when you were first relaxing your back and see where you are now that you've done a whole bunch of elephant walks. Notice that with a couple minutes of preparation, you can be way more flexible and ready for intense exercise. Okay, I think we've done a whole bunch of this now. I'm feeling like I'm moving a little bit smoother. Let's do 3 more seconds and we're going to move on. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. If you've been bent over a little bit too long, you can take your time. You can waddle out of that hamstring stretch. Slowly stand up. Crack your back, whatever you need. Breathe. And if your toes are still tingly, shake them out. Shake, 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 shake. Hope you're feeling a little bit more relaxed because we're going to get right back into the same position. This time we're going to use it to do some thoracic rotation. And it's going to look like this. We're taking our legs, opening up hips width. Then we're going to fold forward. We're going to bend one knee. Right now my left knee is bent. I'm going to reach the left hand across to the right leg, which is straight. And we're going to help rotate our chest by pushing on that leg. Extend the right arm up and behind you. Look at that hand rotating with your head, with your eyeballs, and come on down. This is not an explosive exercise. I might talk fast, but I want you to move slowly and gently and work your way to a deep stretch. All right? Other side. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Hand reaches across, helps to open the chest. Look up, look behind. Breathe in. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 5 in total, so 4 more on each side. Let's go. Left leg is bent, right leg is straight. Push, extend, reach. Rotate your neck, rotate your eyeballs. Look at that hand, reach behind you, and come back down to center. Here is number 2. Finished. And 3. And 4. And last one. 5. I hope you got a little bit of movement in the spine. Your back is feeling a little bit better. Maybe your shoulders, your shoulder blades back here are feeling a little tense from reaching far back and around. Whew. Good news is that's all we got for the upper body. So we're going to get back into hip stuff right now. The third and final warm-up exercise that we're going to do is called the Cossack switch. And basically, it looks a little bit like this. We are dropping down to a deep squat on one side, and the other side, the leg is extended. It's going to be a little bit challenging, especially if it's your first time getting into this position. So what I recommend is you actually try to squat down on both legs and just hug your chest to your knees and turn into a little ball. All right, from the side, it can look a little bit like this. If your heels are coming off the ground while we do this part, that's absolutely okay. Later on, we're going to do some exercises, and I want you to try to keep your heels down. But for this part, where we're just turning into a little ball, it's okay if your heels come up. Why am I saying that? Is because if you don't have enough flexibility in the ankle right now, I still want you to stretch out the Achilles tendon, and you can do that with your heels up. If you try to sit back down with heels that are too tight, start rolling backwards, and that is not what we want. All right? So while you hang out here in that squished ball position, working on that hip, working on your ankles, I'm going to talk about how we're going to get from side to side in the Cossack switch. All right? Let's go. Or you don't have to go. You stay squished. I'm going to talk about switching. We're going to try and get into a position where both our heels are down. So this heel is down and this heel is down. If you don't have the flexibility to sit further back, you can be up here. You can be a little bit higher. That is absolutely fine. What we want to do is try our best to sit as deep as we can, then scoot our butts over to the other side and sit as deep as we can, then come back to the other side and sit as deep as we can. As you get stronger, as you get more mobile, it might start looking a little bit more like this, squishing real deep onto one side, coming up just a little bit, coming over to the other side, and squishing deep on the other side. You might do something like this. Put your hands down on the ground, give yourself a whole bunch of assistance, keep your hips low, going from side to side and pausing on each end, trying to squish. Those are some examples. I think you've been squished into a little ball for long enough, so let's get ready. Lean forward, put your hands down in front of you, extend that leg out to the side, plant this heel down, and get into whatever position you can with that heel down. It might mean you have to come up higher into a taller squat, and that is absolutely okay. All right, let's get ready to scoot our butts from side to side. The easiest version is to put your hands down in front of you and help support some of that weight. Come on over, half rep. First rep. Come on over, half second rep. Second rep. If your knees are a little bit uncomfortable immediately and you're struggling to get your hips from side to side, try to come up first. Come into sort of a half squat, a quarter squat, come across, and then sink into that squished position you were practicing with the little ball on the ground that we were doing. So this, I think, is number 4. Again, you can plant your hands, keep your hips low as you shift from side to side. You can come up just a little bit. You can switch over, then sink into a deep stretch. Come back up, stretch. I think that's 6. 7. If I didn't tell you before, we're just doing 10. So we are at 7.5 and 8. If you're tired of being low to the ground, you can come up into a full squat and then come back down. I think this is 9. Last one. Come on, whatever you want to do. Get your butt across, get it back, and that is 10 Cossack switches. Come back into standing, shake out the hips. It's probably really tiring. Don't worry, our warm-up is over. If you're joining in for the first time and you're going, that was the warm-up? Oh no, this is going to be crazy. Don't worry. We're warming up the body because we are doing stretches. And the stretches require a lot less cardio and strength. So you don't have to worry about that, at least. But the stretches will be uncomfortable and they will be intense. So I guess you should mentally prepare for that. Let's take a quick break, grab a sip of water. We're going to transition into the stretches now that our warm up is over. Hopefully your hips are feeling a little looser. You're already moving a little bit better. I recommend you grab a cushion for the next thing that we're about to do, because we're going to drop down onto one knee and we're going to do a hamstring stretch that looks like this. I got carpet right here, so I'm going to just stick with the carpet instead of having the super ridiculously thick pillow. And this is how we're going to set up our hamstring stretch. One knee is down. We're going to fold our belly button over our thighs. I hope you've already grabbed a sip of water, because I think since I'm already here, I'm just going to continue into the hamstring stretch. Everybody, we are setting up in a way that looks like this. On our knees, pointing our hips forward, our shoulders forward, our head forward. Everything is facing forward, and we're going to extend the leg forward as well. We're going to focus on bringing this belly button down to the thigh and fold forward. All right? From a different angle, it might look a little bit like this. Belly button coming to the thigh. Your hamstrings should be tightening up. You might be able to feel them. They are rock solid, not moving. That's okay. We're going to take some normal breaths here. Try our best to let the hamstrings relax a little bit. And we're going to take one huge inhale. Slowly exhale it, and while we exhale, we're going to try and fold forward. All right? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. That has made the hamstring stretch way more intense. Maybe you're feeling it in your calves. Maybe your toes are getting tingly. And that is still kind of normal. I hope you've taken some normal breaths in the last couple of seconds, because we're going to do one more inhale. Exhale, fold. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Keep exhaling. You've got way more air in your lungs than you think. Okay, take some normal breaths. Chill, relax. In this position, I want you to keep in mind that we don't want to turn into a ball now. This is not the time for rounding out your back. We want to keep the back relatively straight. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but we don't want to sort of bend and arc the back as much, because all of the folding is coming from the hips, and that's where the hamstring stretch is coming from. If you round your back, you're going to stretch out your back, and we don't really need that. Okay? That's it. We're going to hold this position for 30 seconds, and that's it. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If you're having some issues keeping your back straight because you want to just stare at the ground, look up slightly, not crazy, so that your neck is going and causing all sorts of different and new pain. Just slightly up in front of you, like somebody's walking up in front of you. And you're like, who's that? Huh. All right, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on out of that stretch. Oh, your leg might not be working so well, so take a second, pull it in. Relax. Breathe. And let's get ready for the next one. Again, your hips are pointed forward, shoulders pointed forward, heads pointed forward. Everything is going that way. And then your leg is also going that way. From here, we're folding, bring the belly button down to the thigh. If you have achy knees, you might want to give it a slight bend. When you bend your knee, the hamstring stretch is going to be reduced because it will be. And what I want you to focus on, instead of folding forward, is bring your whole entire chest down to touch that leg. All right? When you get there, you can then focus on straightening out the leg afterwards so that you put the part that hurts your knee at the very, very, very tail end, and you can work on your flexibility to the mostest up until that point. Cool? Hope that sentence made sense. Let's go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale and fold. You might notice one leg is more flexible than the other. I have a bad hamstring on this side from an old injury, and it takes me a lot longer to get into a deep stretch on this side. Oh, hope you're taking some normal breaths because we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Take some more normal breaths. Relax. Try your best to relax. And 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, almost done, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. Oh. Let's go. That was the first of our 5 stretches. We got 4 more to do. And if you're joining and you have no idea what you've signed up for, just started doing some hamstring stretches. We're doing 45 to 60-ish minutes of live hip mobility and side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice the number 1 quality, consistency. We're doing this to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I hope you bring good vibes into the chat. Ask questions, help each other answer questions, send good vibes to each other. Tell us what day you're on, if you know, or rough estimate of what month you're on for some of our regulars, so that you can help other people stay emotionally committed to consistency. All right, the goal here is that we work on hip mobility. We make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable while we suffer on the floor in our stretches and deal with that discomfort, so that we can all make a whole bunch more progress in our side splits and in better movement. If you've liked the show so far, make sure to hit follow, subscribe. If you haven't made an opinion yet, stay on and we'll keep going. Let's go. We're going to get into stretch number 2. It is the butterfly stretch. I forgot what number 2 was. For the butterfly stretch, I usually recommend you get to a wall. I have a couch right behind me, so I'm going to use that. What we're going to try our best to do is get our hips, our back, and our shoulders up against the wall. In this case, it's just my mid-back against the couch, but if you have a wall available, lean back against the wall. Cool? From here, we're going to take our feet, bring them together, pull them in like so. Ooh, the couch is sliding backwards. Maybe this is not going to turn out as easy as I thought. Okay, well, we'll find out how it goes as it goes. From here, we are going to use our thigh muscles and our glutes to help open up the hips. All right, what that's going to look like is your knees are going to come down into a deeper, opener position. You're going to feel the stretch here in the groin. The reason why we have the wall, or in this case, in my case, the couch, is because for most people, your hips are not going to be super happy about this, and they're going to want to flop backwards. What we're doing is making sure that the wall is there to keep us from flopping backwards so that we can focus on opening up the hips. All right? Once you're here, I want you to apply some pressure with your hands. And when you do, you're going to feel pressure in the back of your shoulders, in the back of your head, because it's going to be pressing against the wall. And again, the wall is keeping you from falling backwards. So you can put pressure into your legs and get into that stretch. Those are your two pieces. I'm not doing them because this couch is going to slide backwards and it's not going to serve the function of the wall. So mine is going to look a little bit different from what I just told you. But push those knees down. All right? Get into the deepest position you can. And let's start 30 seconds, 30. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. If you're wondering how mine is different than yours, I am contracting my hips really hard, trying to pull my knees into the ground, and this is quite possibly the hardest I've ever contracted them, and it is very uncomfortable. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax. Let everything go. Relax your hands. First, you might notice your legs feeling a little bit stuck in that position. Give them a little pull, a little wiggle, a little shake. Wake up, leg. And you should be able to start flapping the wings of this butterfly in the butterfly stretch. And we should be ready to get back into stretch number 3. If you were curious, I'm going to see if I can find a wall to get up against. That seems stable enough. Am I still on camera? Yes. Okay, cool. If you have a wall to lean against somehow, I can use the wall and bring my legs all the way down to the ground pretty much with my back leaning against the wall. In what we were just doing, without the wall, I can try really, 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 really hard using my own muscles to contract, and to balance, I have to hold on to something to keep me from rolling backwards. And that means my knee is not getting that, it's close, but it's not quite touching the ground. So that is a real life example of how having a wall behind you really helps you focus all of your effort onto opening up the hips. When you don't have that wall behind you, you're trying to stay balanced at the same time, and that takes away your attention from getting the part that matters, which is the groin stretch. Whew. Okay. Tangent over. Let's get into the third exercise, the third stretch. We're doing the standing pancake. And the standing pancake looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up the hips decently wide. We're going to fold forward. And if it looks like we're just trying to touch our toesies, you're right. That is absolutely what we're doing. From here, we want to basically fold forward, and we want to fold so far that your head is going in between your legs and you are turning into a pancake like that. It is a really hard stretch, and it is pretty crazy, and we need insane amounts of hamstring flexibility, which is why we did elephant walks for so long, working on our hamstrings. We did the hamstring stretch prior to this, is because we've been building up to this thing right here. It's going to be crazy. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. Starting position, our back is trying to get to horizontal if possible. If you're slightly higher up, that's totally fine. From this position, we're going to try and fold our hips down. Get that belly button low, as low, as low, as low, as low as you can go. And you're going to feel the hamstring stretch really building. When you're in this position, you can get into a wider, deeper leg position if you'd like. You don't have to. It's up to you. And if you want to make it harder, you can extend your arms above your head, and that will suddenly feel like you just gained 30 pounds in your head. And that will bring your whole body forward in that folding position. All right? If you feel like your face is going to slam into the ground, you can stick your butt a little further back, and that will help counterbalance what your arms are doing. Cool. That's all we got. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. We're going to keep on trying to bring our belly button down deeper into the stretch. And if you need to, take 3 or 4 seconds of relaxation right now before you start. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Legs open, hips back, arms extended, folding the belly button down. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Come out of that stretch. If you're stuck right now and you can't move, you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to do next, you can try to bring your toes, point them in, step down on those toes, bring your heels in a little bit, bring your toes in, bring your heels in, bring your toes in, bring your heels in. And then if you realize your hamstrings are totally fried right now from that stretch, you can just slowly walk your hands up your legs as you come out of that stretch and start standing up. Oh, that was a standing pancake. And that is a really intense stretch for 2 reasons. Because it's not purely a stretch. You're holding a lot of your body weight. If you did the standing thing I was doing and you tried really hard to spread your legs, your muscles here, the adductors, the inner thigh muscles, were stretched because their job is to pull your leg in. And when your leg is not in, when it's off to the side, they're going to stretch. But they're also contracting really hard because you're in this position, right? Something has to contract to keep your body standing upright or, folded forward. Something has to be holding you up. So these muscles are in a really weak position because they're in this range of motion you probably never use. And then you're asking them to hold up your whole entire body weight for a whole bunch of seconds while you're doing crazy things with your arms and trying to figure out how to balance. Right? That is why your inner thigh muscles are probably pretty shot right now. The reason why your hamstrings are crying is because your hamstrings connect into your bone structure right around the back of the knee, just under the knee. And the other end connects into the bottom of your pelvis in the sits bone, into the bone that you can feel when you're sitting down, and it's like that pointy bone. That is basically where the tendons for the hamstring connect into your body. When you're standing up straight, the bottom of your pelvis is like over here, sort of like in the middle of your thigh-ish, right? And the other tendons are here behind the knee. When you fold forward, the tendons that ended here, sort of in the bottom of your butt, start going further and further and further and further and further away from that knee. And this is why they're getting stretched, because you're going from here, mid-thigh, to all the way out here in the back. And that means if your hips are folding, your hamstrings are stretching. And it doesn't matter if your legs are together and you're just trying to touch your toes, or if your legs are super wide apart and you're trying to do a pancake or something crazy looking. As long as your hips are folding forward and rotating, your hamstrings are going to cry a little. And now you know why. That is a third stretch. Hopefully, all that chit-chat about anatomy helped you relax and recover a bit from that intense stretch. If you're not fully there yet, shake out your legs, move around, wiggle, flop, help those muscles relax. And we're going to get into our fourth stretch. And the fourth move that we're going to do is either the figure 4 or the pigeon stretch. If you have a favorite, if you're a regular, you know which ones you like, you can go ahead and choose that one. For everybody else, all the new people on the live, both stretches have a couple of core components, and it looks like this. We're bring the ankle across the body. Then we're going to lift that ankle up and bring the belly button down towards that leg, so that from the side, we look like we're in this kind of position. All right? And we're going to feel the stretch here in the side of the hip, in the side of the glute, right here. If you want to see me drop into a pigeon from here, I'm going to try my best. Ugh. Boom. Pigeon stretch-ish. And the alternative, the figure 4, looks, and which angle am I spinning to? Like this. We'll bring the leg still to our backs, or up to our chest, but we're laying on our backs and we're pulling on the leg instead of letting gravity pull us down into the leg. Those are the two differences. Since I'm already laying here, we're going to do the figure four. The figure four stretch looks like this. We're crossing the leg over. Once again, we're pulling the leg in. You can start by reaching your arms through that triangle around the knee and pulling the leg towards you. Again, you should be feeling, I'm turtling and I'm stuck. Okay, you should feel the stretch out here in the side of the hip. To make sure that you're feeling this stretch, the leg that's bent and across your body, just pull that towards you. All right, that's it. We're holding this for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Again, you're looking for that stretch out here. You might feel a little bit in your hamstring as well. So make sure you're adjusting your position to maximize the stretch out here in the side hip, side butt area. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. If you're falling asleep and you're not feeling the stretch anymore, wake up, pull harder on your leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, right. Relax the leg. If you're laying down, you can chill for a second and breathe. I hope you felt the intense stretch here in the side of your hip, because we're going to move on and do the other side. Let's go cross the other leg over. We're going to reach the hand through the triangle and grab around. I'm going to pull that leg towards our chest. If your knees are a little bit achy and they're uncomfortable because you're putting so much torque into that ankle and it's causing the knee to go a little crazy, I get it. That happens. Cup the knee. You can use just one hand to cup the knee. You can also try to wrap your whole elbow around that knee to give a little bit of support so you can pull the leg in like so. I hope that makes sense, because I'm spinning around right now and we're getting started with our 30 seconds. Cross the leg, pull it in, and let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Remember, this is supposed to feel intense. Don't go taking a nap on me. We only got 20 seconds left anyway. 20, 19, 18, 17. Remember to breathe. 16. The stretch is happening here, out the outside of the hip. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax everything. Breathe. Chill. That is the fourth of our 5 stretches. We got one last stretch left, and it is the side splits themselves. The side splits are not going to be easy. So enjoy these couple of seconds of relaxation, of break. Do whatever you want. Dance, shake out your limbs, move. And I'm going to talk about safety. But before we talk about safety, I'm going to remind you that we're doing 60 minutes-ish of live hip mobility and side splits training. And we're almost done. All we got left is the side splits. I do this every single day to practice the most important quality, consistency, to help you guys practice the most important quality, consistency. Try to build a little bit of community. I'm trying to put good vibes into the internet to help us stay consistent, stay struggling on the ground as much as possible so that we can make a whole bunch of progress towards better mobility, better movement, and better side splits. All right? If that sounds fun, if you've enjoyed the show so far, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We are live at 9 p.m. almost every single day. There is a caveat to that. Tomorrow, we got to start half an hour early because I got to check out this fancy hotel. And we're going to start half an hour early at 8:30 p.m. I'll put out a post on the different ways to put a post out on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. So there will be another reminder somewhere. But tomorrow will be a little bit early, half an hour early at 8:30 p.m. Where am I going with this? Yeah, follow, subscribe, keep coming back. We're all about practicing consistency with good vibes. Let's get into some side splits. Not like this. If you're already in this position, get out of it. Whew. The first thing I want to talk about is safety and the feeling of being comfortable and the feeling of being not tense. All right. A lot of what we're doing in stretching is trying to relax our muscles as much as possible. And you might not feel like you're flexing muscles, but you are. And part of stretching is beating something called the stretch reflex. Basically, your subconscious brain, your nervous system, when it knows you're getting into a crazy position that you don't usually get into, typically, it will go, whoa, 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 cut that out, stop. That is your body's defense mechanism to keep you from getting into positions that you have no control over, that you're going to get stuck in, that you might hurt yourself in. And it's going to get all tense. So a lot of stretching is figuring out how to relax and fight or counteract, perhaps, the stretch reflex. One of the ways to reduce tension in the body is just to be super comfortable, right? Some of that you'll get with practice. If you hang out in the position a lot, you'll be like, okay, cool, yeah, we're just doing some side splits. But if this is your first time on the live, your first couple of times on live, maybe just getting into this position is a little scary. You're like, oh, what am I doing? What's going on? I recommend you go grab a cushion, grab a stool, go grab infinite pillows to wrap your surroundings in soft cushion. You probably don't need it, but if it makes you feel safer, if it makes you feel more comfortable, your brain will subconsciously tune into that comfort, and it might just chill out a little bit so we can make a little bit more progress. Cool? Additionally, for safety reasons, I would like it if you had something behind you to fall against. A soft couch might be cool, but if your couch is going to slide out and move behind you, that might scare you even more than if you didn't have it. So make sure whatever you fall back into is sturdy and stable and isn't going to slide out from underneath you. Usually, I recommend a wall so that you can fall into the wall. Maybe your shoulders will hit, maybe your hips will hit, but it'll be way better than having your butt slam into the floor. And yeah, butt slam into the floor will really hurt. So don't do that. Cool? Let's get some side splits. We're going to start by opening up the legs. I think I might need to move the camera a little further back. Give me just a second. Shift some more furniture. That should be good. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to open up the legs a little bit. Does not have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be all the way deep. I just want you to open it to the best of your ability and make sure your hips don't hurt. If they're already hurting, stop, bring the legs back in, and then we'll go to do the next step. Next step is to fold forward like you're bowing at the end of a show. And we're going to point the belly button down into the ground. From here, you should be able to get into a wider position without your hips hurting. All right? From here, I want you to put your hands down, and I want you to do something that looks a little bit like a push-up. We're not trying to train our arms right now or our chest. We're doing this to make sure some of our body weight is in our arms and there's less weight in our legs. When that happens, it makes it easier to externally rotate the legs. And what that means is our heels are down, our toes are up, and our knees are pointing up. Heels are down, toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. If you're wondering how I'm in this position, is because my butt is resting against the couch. I can't naturally just hold this position. That'd be crazy. From here, we're going to try our best to walk our hands back towards our hips. I'm a little too close to the couch, so this is not a perfect demonstration. Walk your hands back towards your hips, and that stretch will get more and more and more and more intense. Breathe. Sink into that stretch. And try to do a little wiggle from side to side, see if you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch by breaking the friction holding your feet back. Today, my flooring and my feet do not mesh well. I was not able to wiggle at all. It just stuck right down. So that's going to be the best that I can do. Do the best that you can, and let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're almost done. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Walk your hands forward. Pull your legs in and come into a kneeling position. Breathe, chill, relax. That is the first side split. We're going to do 3 of these in total. If I didn't tell you about this earlier, for the side splits, for the final chunk of stretches, we're doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds instead of the 1 round of 30 seconds that we've been doing before for the previous stretches. And in between each of these rounds, we're going to get up, we're going to shake out our legs, we're going to shake out our hips, try to reduce tension as much as possible, try to relax as much as possible so that we can get a great next stretch. So come on up into standing and let's shake it out, relax the legs. What I want you to do, if you're just joining in for the first time, is I want you to imagine you just got out of a swimming pool. You're flicking the water off of your feet, flicking the water off of your arms. And if you want, you can imagine you're flicking water into the eyes of your enemies, your siblings, your cousins, from when you're like 12. And relive those good days, relive those good memories, and let the legs relax. Shake, 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 shake. Let them flop around. The more you get used to this, the more loose your legs will become, or the faster they'll become loose. And I want you to let the legs relax. Flop them around. Make it look like you're made of noodles. Whew. Switch to the other side. We're going to start with that flicking water off of our legs. We're going to level it up to something that looks way more chill. You don't have to lift your knee up as high when you're getting into chill mode. Flop those legs around. Let the muscles loose. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you're wondering, because this is your first time, what the heck we're doing, this is crazy. Trying to ask me to do this in public? I'm just kidding. Hopefully you're not doing this in public. That's probably a little bit embarrassing. Anyways, moving on from that topic. This is how we're making sure the muscles are loose, right? If we add in a little rotation at the hip, you can see the quad muscles are just flopping all over the place. And if your muscles were really tense, you would start moving like a robot, right? You would not be able to let your muscles or let your arms, let your legs flop around. And what we're trying to do, like I said, is remove as much tension from the body as possible so that we can get into the next side split. If your hips are feeling a little bit tense, feeling a little bit uncomfortable, you've been massaging them since the very beginning, since the hip cars, we're going to add a little bit more movement specifically for these hips. I want you to stand up straight, pop into like 10% of a squat, just a little bit. Put all your weight into one leg so that this leg is dangling around again. We're going to land on the balls of our feet. And what we're going to try to do right now is this. All of the weight is in this leg. Nothing else is moving. The only thing that's moving is where this leg attaches to my hip. All right? What we're doing is rotating the leg in, rotating the leg out, rotating the leg in, rotating the leg out. Just do a couple of these. Help the muscles in your hip chill out a little bit. Give it some love, some movement. Turn it into a dance move. You can turn it into Stanky Leg Junior. All right? Just give it some movement. Make it fun. Make it enjoyable. Do the same on the other side. 10% of a squat into this leg. This leg is just chilling. We're going to rotate the leg in, rotate the leg out, rotate the leg in, rotate the leg out, rotate the leg in, rotate the leg out. Make it fun. Turn it into a dance move. Stanky Leg Junior. Stanky, 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 stanky leg. And once you're feeling good about those, your hips are feeling a little bit looser. Let's get into side split number 2. Come on down into that position. Actually, I forgot. Stand in front of whatever you're going to fall into. And get back into position. Again, your hips should not hurt. If they're uncomfortable, if they're already hurting, bring your legs back in. From here, we're folding forward. Our belly button is pointing down into the ground. Try to put your hands down, and you should be able to open up your legs a little bit further than when we were standing. From here, we're going to put weight into our arms, reduce weight in our legs to help us externally rotate the legs, which means our heels are down, our toes are up, and our knees are up. The reason we do this is because we need to rotate the thigh bone so it does not smash into the pelvis, into our hips. This is actually the most important thing in the whole entire show. So again, your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. From here, we're going to walk our hands back towards our hips. We're going to put as much weight as we can back into the legs to help them stretch. We're going to do a little wiggle from side to side to see if we can get a little deeper into the stretch. And that's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Try to imagine you're relaxing into a deeper stretched position. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward, crawl, bring your knees in behind you, and rest, breathe, chill. That was a lot of suffering. We have finished 2 of our 3 side splits. We're going to rest for just a couple more seconds. Then we're going to come up into standing and shake out our legs again. And get ready for side split number 3. Ready? Come back into standing. Shake out the legs. Again, we're flicking water into the eyes of our enemies. And as you get more comfortable with this, pick up the pace. You can drop the knee, flop the legs around, be loose. Act like you're a fresh pot of pasta that is a little past al dente, and give yourself a little wiggle. Shake it out. Shake out the other side. If you're new, once again, you can start like this. Imagine you're flicking water off of your legs like you just got out of a swimming pool, got out of the beach, or got out of the ocean at the beach, and you're just trying to dry off. And as you get more comfortable with that, I want your ankles to flop around. I want your calves to be loose as you just flop, 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 flop. The looser your muscles are, the more wiggly you will look. And that is what we're aiming for. We're trying to reduce tension in the body. In the previous shakiness, we did a little bit of this. We're going to do some more of this. So pop into a 10% of the squat. Add in some of that rotation. If you're not remember how to do this, drop into 10% of the squat. There's no weight on this leg. Be on the big toe, maybe on the ball of the foot. And rotate at the hip. Nothing else is moving, just the hip. All right? You don't have to do that many. I'm just doing a little bit, helping the leg to relax, moving a little bit of these muscles. And when you get more comfortable with that movement, with that rotation, you can start standing up a little straighter, leaning against something, have even less weight on that leg, and you can do it a little bit faster. You can add in a version of that rotation. It doesn't have to be a 1-for-1 perfect match, but you'll be able to do a little bit more rotation without the leg on the ground. You can add that in to your wiggle, to your shake, and get that all to flop all over the place. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Let the body get loose. Whew. All right, that's enough. I can't remember if we did this leg. Do a little bit of this leg if you haven't. Shake out this leg. Woo! And let's get into side split number 3 and wrap this up. Whew. get in front of whatever you're going to get in front of in case you start falling backwards. And let's get in some side splits. Open up those legs decently wide. If your hips are already uncomfortable, bring your feet in just a little bit. Forward fold like you're taking a bow. Bring your belly button pointed towards the ground. Try your best to get your hands to the ground. When you're folded in this position, your legs should be able to open up a little bit wider without pain. Go as deep as you want. Go as deep as you can. And when you're in this position, I want you to have weight in your arms so that there's less weight in your legs to help you with external rotation. What is external rotation? That is when your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. We're doing it on both legs. Heels down, toes up, knees up. Most important part is this position right here. We're rotating the thigh bone so its lumpy parts don't smash into your hip bone and its lumpy parts. All right? From here, we're going to walk our hands back towards our hips. We're going to take that weight we shifted away, shift it right back into the hips, get into a deep, intense stretch, do a little wiggle from side to side, see if we can get a little bit deeper by breaking the friction, holding our feet back. And that's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds. Make it count. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up and out from that position. I'm a little bit stuck right now. Give me a sec. Lean forward. Walk your hands in front. Bring your legs in. Ooh. Grunt, groan, make any sound effects that you want, because that was really hard. Breathe, chill for a sec, and let's get back into standing. Come on up. Shake it out. Shake it out one last time. Relax the muscles in your legs, in your hips, so you can go back to doing whatever else you got to do today. Let's go. Shake out the water. Shake off the water in your legs after you get out of the pool. Flick the water into the eyes of your enemies. Let the calves relax. Let the ankles relax. Imagine you're whipping your leg out and that water is flicking real far as you can get it. And as you get more comfortable with that movement, keep on shaking, keep on wiggling, flopping your legs around. Let those muscles relax. Switch to the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Flick, 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 flick. And shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Whew. One more time. We're going to add in specifically that hip thing. We're going to pop into 10% of a squat. All the weight is on one leg. We're just dropping down one toe, maybe the balls of our feet. We are rotating that leg in the hip socket, moving some of that musculature here in the hip, and doing the other side. All the weight is in this leg. This leg is just floating around, planting the feet, and rotate. In and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Again, we're trying to make this fun. So if you enjoy dance, if you enjoy making this fun, you can do some stanky leg. You can do some fun dance moves. We're doing these hip things, all right? Make it fun, have fun, and the stretches and the brutal suffering we do on the floor for them will be less brutal. We're going to move on from here into some quick joint checks, and that is going to be how we finish. The first thing I want you to do is do some hip circles. Take a nice and slow. You might feel a stretch in your glute at certain angles. You might feel a stretch in the side of your hip at other angles. You might feel nothing at all in other angles, and that is fine. We're just trying to check if anything feels weird, anything needs some extra stretching, some extra love and attention. And when you're done with that, you can just do 1 or 2 high knees. They'll tell you if there's an issue like immediately, so you only need to do 1 or 2. And we're going to pop into a squat. I want you to fold and bring your belly button down. I want you to fold, bring your hips down. I want you to bring your knees forward past your toes as much as you can. When you do that, there's pressure on your knees, but there's also a whole bunch of tension here in the Achilles tendon. You're getting a nice calf stretch. And from here, I want you to do a little bit of a calf raise. All right, lean on those toes, work those feet, come on up as much as you can. You can hold on to something for balance. If your balance is not so good, that's okay. If everything is feeling all right, you're able to do all of the pieces more or less, then you should be good because we got all of the main movements, all of the main movement patterns working together, and you're able to apply some force out of it. So with that, we are all wrapped up for our workout today. I hope you had fun. I hope you got a good sweat in. I hope you realize you're way more flexible than you think, and you just needed a little bit of warm up. Maybe you realized it in the super beginning during the elephant walks that lasted forever, where we were just going like this. Maybe you realized it as we were doing some side splits. Whatever the case, remember, warm-ups are awesome. Consistency is even better. And we do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. However, tomorrow, so in like 24 hours minus however long this live has already run, we're starting at 8:30 p.m. We're starting half an hour early because we got to check out the hotel. And I would like to do that on time. So make sure to put that in your calendars if you need to. I will put it as a notice on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, in whatever format the posting system of each platform allows you to. And the scheduled lives will reflect that 8:30 time instead of 9. 9 p.m. Eastern. So figure that out for whatever time zone you guys are in. Cool? I hope you had fun. Thank you for coming in to practice consistency. I hope you enjoyed the workout. And I hope that you had enough fun, that you'll hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, because we are here every single day, Monday through Sunday. And on the weekends, we do a bonus live at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So if you can't make that regular 9 p.m. time every day, you got something to start the day on the weekends. All right. I think that's all the spiel I got. So I'm going to come back, sit in front of the cameras, look at some questions, comments, and check out what's going on in the chat, because I have not been here, I think, at all, pretty much the whole entire live. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. And if you don't want to learn more about whatever questions I'm going to answer, you can wrap up here. Otherwise, we can keep talking. Send your questions, send your comments, and I'm already starting to read. Over on YouTube, Corn Farmer 2 says, can't do that, I got gout. Okay, if you can't do an exercise, if it's a bit of a struggle, and it is still possible for you to exercise, it's still possible for you to start training, I recommend you try your best and start from where you can. Because at the end of the day, the stronger you get, the more mobile you get, the easier life will be, because it'll help you be able to do things. So if you can, start with something easy, start with something gentle. And if you want me to turn this into a slightly different exercise that might work a little bit better for you, let me know. Cool. All right. Over here on TikTok, we got Funny Video Maker. What does this help? Oh, good question. Okay. In general, all the exercise that we're doing is for hip mobility, right? If you sit in a chair all the time, and this is the full extent of what your body demands of you, then you're probably fine. Maybe you don't need any of these exercises. But if you would like to play with your nieces, your nephews, your kids, and they like to hang on the ground, and you want to be more comfortable hanging on the ground, then some of these stretches, some of these exercises, some of these movements will help you to do stuff on the ground, get comfortable doing stuff, playing with Legos, whatever it is, lifting children off the ground, having fun. If you want to be able to move around and hang out in the playgrounds designed for children and do stuff like that, then this is where being able to squish down nice and small, being able to slide around, being able to move from these positions is super helpful. If that's of no interest to you, then another reason why you don't need to do hip mobility. If you care about being able to get up off the ground, if you've fallen, which tends to be more of an older person problem, then some hip mobility, being able to move your legs around, moving into positions, being able to go from side to side and moving well will be super helpful for that. If you can, and we don't do any of this directly in the show, but being able to get up off the ground without using your hands, without uh, access to certain ranges of motion, is always a super useful skill for just having to do stuff in daily life. I hope that makes sense. Let's see, what else? If you strengthen and you work on your legs a little bit, maybe as you get older and you start having those problems where you're like, wow, stairs are kind of hard on my knees, you'll be able to train and develop some skill and some tolerance for more pressure in the front of your ankle, having your tibialis muscles coordinate with you. So when you take steps and do things, your muscles are helping you instead of just letting your joints get slammed day in and day out every time you try to do things. Does the live necessarily help you with that? Not directly, but because we're moving, we're trying to get into these positions. All the muscles in your legs, in your hips are trying to work together to help you get into more mobile positions. Do you need to get into this type of crazy position? No, absolutely not. I don't think most people need to be able to get this deep. So at some point, right, you're going to be able to develop skill beyond what you actually need in life. For most people, if you can just sit on the ground with your legs in front of you without falling backwards because you can't hold yourself up, it's going to be fine. You can do whatever you need to do, right? So you get to pick what and how deep and how intense you want to turn any exercise. If it's beyond what you think you need, you don't have to do it. I can't force you. This is not how that works. But if you're interested in making sure you're able to maintain high levels of flexibility, then you can go really far and beyond, and you can work on crazier things like side split looking stuff, right? Is this totally necessary? No. Is it cool and badass? Absolutely. So it really depends on what your goals are and how you'd like to be able to move. I hope that answers your question. I am super sweaty. My hair is like flopping down and sticking to my head. All right. That was the first question. I'm going to scroll back up and see what else we got up in the chat. Scrolling. Right and Wrong says, thank you, friend. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming to the live, hanging out. We got commendable work, exclamation point, from a username I can't read. It's just a heart emoji, like an actual like anatomical heart, not like this type of heart, like a, right? Is that what that is? Yeah, it looks like a beating heart. Okay, thank you. I got a pitch in the chat from Rug Savant. What's up? We make custom rugs and we'll love to do business with you. Lovely. I am not in the market for rugs though. I appreciate that you came and hang out. I hope you got some stretches done. Scrolling. Looking for the chat. V has 3 shocked emojis and a couple of SOSs. I hope your hips and your legs are okay. I know there was definitely a lot of struggle, a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort there, but I hope you don't need SOS support anymore, or never really did, just got close. Close. Chase says, no pillow. I see. Being bold, you are. I had a little bit of carpet. It was a little bit of cushioning. That was enough. It was good. Thank you for caring about my knees. I appreciate you. Che. All right. What else we got? I have a whole bunch of people coming in and sending gifts. Thank you so much. Matthew Lemus says, I'm going to try this tomorrow at 5:45 a.m. Again, if you are just joining us and you have no idea what's going on, we do 45 to 60-ish minutes, usually closer to 60-ish minutes of live hip mobility and side splits work every single day to practice consistency, which is the most important quality. And tomorrow, we're going to start half an hour early. Usually we start at 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. Tomorrow is going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, that's all you need to know. On weekends, we also do a 9 a.m. Eastern show. So for Matthew Lemus, if you are still on and you're going to join in at 5:45, I really have no idea what time zone you're in. But The lives are scheduled on YouTube and on TikTok. So if you go back into the profile in a couple of hours and check whatever the next schedule live is, that will be the right time in your time zone because it automatically adjusts for everybody's time zone. Cool. All right. What else we got? I'm still scrolling up. Ooh, got a compliment. Nosferatu says calves are goated. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think you're talking about me. Otherwise, if you're just talking about the general muscle group, calves are cool too. I like those. Lulu says hello. Welcome back, Lulu. It's good to see you. Jeff commented, a new place tonight. Yes, absolutely. Chase says, good lighting you have. Yeah, we got windows. Windows are nice. Peepa says, I swear you're stretching every time I scroll. It's kind of amazing. You must scroll at the same time every day because I'm doing the live at the same time every day. Most of the time is about 1 hour with the Q&A and stuff at the end, chatting with people. It's like an hour and a half usually. So you must just be scrolling all the time at the same time. Otherwise, maybe you're seeing my short form content. I make a couple of quick videos with quick workouts, stuff that you can incorporate to like 2 minutes when you're waiting for water to boil for tea or coffee, when you're making some ramen, when you're watching some ads and you're like, what the heck? I don't want to watch ads. Things like that. And I also make some quick calisthenics tutorials if that is of interest. I don't just stretch, but stretching is a big part of what I do. I hope you, I guess, have found some of that content and are checking it out and enjoying that. Peepa, thank you for hopping into the chat and saying hello. All right, our last message from the very, very beginning was Che coming in and saying hello. So I'm going to scroll back down to the chat so that I make sure I don't miss anything. We got one last comment from Jessica Wall. Jessica Wall says, this feels like a safe space. So calming. Thanks for the info. Thank you. I'm so happy that you feel like it's a calming space. I feel like I pump a lot of information and I throw it out there for our regulars. None of it is going to be new information because you've probably heard it before, but I'm trying my best to make sure that people, as they come in and who are seeing me for the first time, have enough information to take this moment of TikTok or YouTube algorithm and do a little bit of exercise, do a little bit of fitness, right? So what I'm trying to do, I guess, is give enough information, have you feel confident enough that you can join in, you can do this, you can just jump right in and get started, right? The thing I care about the most is consistency. And the way I demonstrate that for you guys on the internet is I really do show up like every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if I need to make small adjustments, I do that. So I hope that I can support you in practicing consistency, making some effort and progress towards, in this case, hip mobility, side splits, and moving a little bit better every single day. If that is not what you're all about, if that's not what you're interested in, I don't know, you're in the wrong place. But if that is what you're interested in, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. I do this every single day. And I hope that you join in and we can work on our side splits, our hip mobility, moving better on the floor together. Cool. I'm glad you think this is coming. I think when I do the instructional stuff, I'm saying a lot of stuff and I'm trying to get through it relatively quickly so it doesn't get super boring. And I feel like that might be a little bit hectic in those moments. But when we're off in the Q&A comments chatting section of the live, I can definitely be a little bit more calm. So I'm glad you enjoy this part at least. I hope you've been on for the whole live though. All right. I think that is all of the chat. So I think it's time for me to wrap up. I'm going to take one more glance over here on YouTube to see if there's anything else going on. No. All right. One final time. We do 60 minutes of live hip mobility and side splits training every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I hope you guys bring good vibes into the chat, support each other, help each other, ask questions, answer questions, in general, good vibes, so that we can make the stretching, the hip mobility, the work that we do towards better movement, towards the side splits, a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable, a little bit less just plain suffering on the ground. And hopefully we make a whole bunch of progress together and everybody moves better and lives a better life for it, right? What else could you ask for? All right. That's it for me. I hope you had fun. I hope you had some time to rest during the Q&A so that you're feeling a little bit more relaxed now so you can go to bed fully chilled out. That's it for me. I hope I'll see you tomorrow. Again, tomorrow is at 8:30 p.m., but our standard time is at 9 p.m. Eastern. Everything's in Eastern. And if you have no idea what that is in your respective time zone, it is an hour and 24 minutes ago is our standard time. We're going to start half an hour earlier than that. So whatever that time is. Good luck. That's going to be super confusing. It will be scheduled in the account, both on YouTube and on TikTok in a little bit. So if you just remember to come back to the account, you can find it in the live, I think. You probably won't. That's crazy. But it'll be there. I'll know it's there. I'll have tried my best. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm wrapping up. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Do, 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 do.